And you have you founded the National Institute for Truth and Freedom, which you have on your website. You've also written numerous other novels. We only have a couple minutes left. And could you talk briefly about your institution and articles that are put out through there and where people can go to check it out?
Yeah, I have, for instance, I'm speaking to audiences, and I offer always my books. I have written 6 books. And the ones which I sell right now, which are available, is Defeating the Totalitarian Lie and is Connecting with the Power of God. And most people buy the 2 when I finish speaking. My theme is the global ideological battle is about the role of God in human society. The Nazis and your Canadians, whoever makes these laws, they are godless. Germany went down to be godless because we were godless. And godlessness is a problem in America and in Canada and in all Western nations, not to speak of the rest of the world. So therefore, that is and there I say it's come, change, you don't change the others, you start change with yourself. Now my books, before I'm out of time, you can get on my website, which is www.voncampe.com. Right, you might be producing that in good English. I don't know whether I am understood. Or you can also get it via WorldNet Daily. I doubt that your bookshelves have that book, but you could try also. But in my website, you get the book with my signature.
Also, you basically you're right afterwards. You spent your whole entire life trying to atone for the crimes that were done by the German people against the Jewish and non-Jewish during the Holocaust. And what happens is, reading through your stuff, you were truly. To me, I feel that you have been someone who's been a bright, shining light, to use an example that people should use to try to carry out, to live their own lives, and how to overcome past atrocities that they've had to face in their own life. And, with this said, we only have about maybe a minute left. There's so many more things that I could talk about that you've gone through, but could you quickly talk about, you spent a couple years living in Latin America and knowing that, meeting presidents, meeting student leaders, meeting unions, meeting priests, meeting everyone. What is the one thing that we have to do in order to create a better world for all people in Latin America and Canada and the United States? About a minute left, if you could, Hilmar.
Yeah, I have spent most of my adult life, before I came to the United States 20 years ago, I was in Latin America. And I think it is just our governments don't do work with the South Americans as they should. I don't know in details what they should do, but the Chinese come in, the Soviets come in, and they want, and they are now, all the nations in Latin America, in South America, are Marxists or communists. So that has to be changed, and we have to rebuild our societies, that our societies are better than any other society if we live the life. In other words, it depends on each one. Not to ask what can little me do, but little me can stand up for truth. That is the only way we can change the world, beginning with ourselves and not with the other side, others.
Well, I totally agree with that, Hilmar. I mean, basically, JFK said it best, ask not what your country can do for you, but you could do for your country. And I'd like to, as I have done this in the past, and modernizing it, ask not what the world can do for you, but you can do for the world to make a better life for all people. Be your brother and sister keeper, the best way I look at it. And it looks like we just ran out of time, so we thank you so much for coming on, Hilmar. We'll have to get you back on in the future, because there's still so much more that I could cover with you. Looking through your website, you're basically about a 2-hour show, just barely touching on everything you've done. And thank you so much for being that bright shining light for everyone to look at. And your website is hilmarvoncampe.com. This Co-op Radio 102.7 FM CFRO, Monday Brown Bagger. My name is Reginald Angus Argue. Thank you again, Hilmar.
Anytime I come back, you want to.